Oh, hello everyone. For now it says that we're live, so I'm going to just assume it's live. Hi, it's Claudia and welcome to 1 hour in my sketchbook. So we're going to continue our saga of the sketchbook. And before I even get started, I wanted to ask everybody, can you please let me know in the chat whether you can hear me, because I tried really hard to fix my sound, so I really wanted to know if the sound actually works. Otherwise I will switch again to the IS camera sound. So I'm going to wait for some things to come, but let me know if it works, and if it works then we can get started with the stream. So let's see. Marlena. Okay, yes, I can hear you. Okay, cool. Then everybody can hear me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue with our idea from before. We started making the potion, and this was with regular watercolors, and it's really bright and everything nice. And this is my sketchbook. This is my HR sketchbook. It's a 100% cotton watercolor paper. It's good for trying out things. And today actually I wanted to do some trying out. Haven't prepared everything, but what I wanted to try is this set of colors. And this I had waited. These are Japanese set. They're called Sumi watercolors. I waited more than a month for them to come from Japan because in the middle of a pandemic that takes forever. But let me explain a bit about the colors while I add water to them, and we're gonna swatch them out and then we're gonna try it on the painting, okay? The idea of the Sumi technique, it's a Japanese technique, and they look like this. They're called reddish black, yellowish black, everything with black, right? Greenish, bluish black, purplish black. It's very funny, but it kind of plays a little bit with what the idea of the technique is. Ideally, with a Sumi, you would paint kind of in a watercolor style, but with ink, like India ink, and you'll do everything that you paint, you would paint with just one color, and you would vary the colors by adding more water or lesser water, right? And what I try to do with these watercolors, why they're called Sumi watercolors, I'm just adding water with a pipette, is that they're really trying to say, well, we added black to all of them, so they're all kind of the same tonality and the same kind of color scheme. So theoretically, right, it's one color, but it's not really, because they're really pretty. At least that's what I'm expecting. I don't know. I haven't tried them before. So we're gonna try to paint the moon with the peonies, and this is something that I drew way before. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch them a little bit. So I'm using my Escoda brushes. Number 4 I'm going to try. And I'm going to leave number 6 for if I need some bigger washes, right? Last time we talked about the importance of trying out things in your sketchbook, and this is why it's important, right? You cannot just go and try things out on your finished piece without even having tried the colors. So I'm going to try. The first one is Reddish Black, so I'm taking quite a bit, and I'm hoping that it's something really nice. Okay, wow, that's really intense. So now I need to know, I need to realize that I should not. Okay, it's more of a brownish red, but it is in the, you can definitely see that they added black to this color. It's a really nice shade, so I can definitely spread it around. Now I don't expect these ones to be like artist grade watercolors or anything, but if you're making a piece like this with these colors, it's nice to just scan it and then maybe make a sticker or a print out of it. Like the original maybe doesn't, it's not really that important. The colors are gorgeous, I think. So this is the yellowish black. This looks more like a green, but okay, they say it's yellow. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I did something fancy and I switched them around. This looks more like a green than yellow, to be honest. So let's see this one. So maybe I'm this, they say it's a greenish black, this one. Let's see. This is really dark green. I guess if you add black to yellow, you will get this color. So the moon is gonna be pretty dark, huh? It's gonna be the dark moon. Wow. But this green is really wonderful. Looks a lot like a hooker's green. Oh yeah, me and naming again. Oh, I forgot that I didn't put the chat up, so I can't see if you guys are saying anything. Okay, sorry. My apologies. I'm going to put it to the side here. Okay, now we're back. I'm going to try the blue, and I'm expecting the blue to be also really nice, really vibrant. Okay, the only one I don't agree with yet is the yellow, because it looks more like a green than a yellow, but that's okay. We're gonna live with it. Wow, the blue, look how nice and rich this one is. It's nice. Let's try the purple. The paper I'm testing is the Arches. Oh, the dark side of the moon. Yes, the dark side of the moon. We're gonna make, maybe I should change the title of this video and then we get more people watching. The dark side of the moon painting. Okay, the purple is also really nice, really dark. I don't know if you can see it if I tilt it like that. I'm suspecting they're gonna also dry out lighter, but I don't know. The last one is a brown, which I'm not sure. Oh yeah, maybe I can use it for the moon as well to do some stuff. So brown, it can get really dark. So you can see that they're all in the same tone. So I guess you can do the same kind of technique with normal watercolors. If you would just mix black into all of them, it kind of brings them all together, so you could have a cohesive piece, right? Brownish black. This one looks more like a Van Dyke brown, to be honest. Okay. Okay, so we swatched them. So now I'm going to decide what am I going to do. I want the red and the purple to be for the flowers, with the green for the leaves, and then the blue I'm going to make kind of like around here a little bit the sky, and I'm going to try to lift. I'm going to try to test if I can actually lift the color. So that one I'll do the blue, and then this one, the yellow black, I'm gonna do the moon, and I'm going to complement the moon. I'll make the craters with the brown, right? So this is kind of how it's going to be. I'm going to put my colors here so I can see them. Okay, like this. And we're gonna try. Because these flowers are pretty tiny, I'm going to continue using the number 4 brush. I don't wanna do anything. Anyway, welcome for whoever is watching. We're trying new inks, and they are the Sumi Japanese watercolors, and the idea is that they're all mixed with black, so they're all kind of in the same color combination. So let's try it. We will also see, because we're painting flowers, we will see how much texture we get, and also if the paint spreads evenly or do I have to work it, right? Because like I said, these are not really artist grade, they are much more opaque, right? So which one should we start? The big one I will do with red, and the tiny ones I'll do with purple, okay? Because the big one should be red. I'm going to do the same as the other painting, and I'm going to just add the red to the base, and then I'm going to spread the paint around and see where that takes us. This is why it's important to test things in your notebook, because otherwise I would test. And why is it important to also not only test things in your notebook, but test things in your notebook that is as close as to the real paper that you're gonna use. So I'm using a lot of times 100% watercolor paper, so I need a 100% watercolor notebook so I can kind of figure out, you know, whether or not it works. So okay, lifting works. I'm trying here to push the color back to lighten some parts up. We'll see when it dries whether it dries lighter or not. I think the idea with this one is take really a small bit of color because they're really pigmented. So I didn't want to go all that dark, right? We'll see. We'll create some really nice, interesting effects here. If I take a small bit and I drop it in certain areas, just to see how the paint works. This is the first time I'm using this. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do this kind of things where I try things for the first time on a live stream because that feels like wrong. Anyway, let's move on. It feels wrong, but I'm still going to do it. And I do think that for these ones, because they are like, I will need a second layer just to add some texture. That is something for me to learn. Like in here, I need to let it dry to add some more texture, right? So these are some techniques that you can do if you're bored of the same old colors. Just mix another color in it and see what turns out, but then try to mix it with all the colors that you have, right? This, like, don't just mix it with your reds and then the other ones are the same brightness as before. Like if you're gonna tone down something, tone them all down. The interesting part in here is that it's done with black, and it gives it maybe a different tone. When I'm going to test this with real watercolors, I'm going to test whether I can get the same effect with my watercolors if I'm adding black to them. But I actually wanted to add also some neutral tint to see whether I can get a different color combination. That would be nice. Okay. You can definitely see that they're more creamier, more thicker, and that means that you don't get a smooth transitional color, but it's okay because I really am loving the texture that it brings. So we're going to have some fun here. I'm adding quite a bit of water because they're so pigmented. These look a little bit like the Gansai Tambi set that I have. They're also from Japan. And they're kind of the same consistency. So, yeah, I kind of get what I was expecting I will get. Definitely would use them again, especially if I'm going to make some specialized. I mean, I wanted to get into making stickers, and this is my goal for the first few months of the year. I want to open again my Etsy shop and do some stickers, and I think these ones will, you know, I can make for the same design I can make different color schemes, like some very bright, some lesser bright. I think that would be super nice. Okay, we'll continue with this. So 9 people watching us, awesome. What did I do today? So today I was actually almost late to this live stream because work, I mean, I work from home obviously, but I had so many meetings that I had to, it was literally just 20 minutes before the live stream that my last meeting ended. So I was almost thinking that I'm not going to make it for the live stream. Sometimes it happens, right? Wow, you can definitely see the difference on the side camera. You can see it from a different angle and you can see how powerful this color is. This is what I need to learn, like how much color do I actually put in, because I don't know. But it's still wet, so I wouldn't know whether it will dry out really lighter or not. So I need to wait. I need to wait for things. So I'm gonna try different consistency. This is why it's beauty that it's in my notebook, because to be honest, I would be scared of ruining the paper if I was in my real artist paper, because I hate that I pay so much for the artist paper and then, you know. Oh, hello Florine! How's it going? I hope everything is okay with you. And by the way, for everybody that I haven't seen yet or haven't talked to, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a fantastic end of the year. I'm starting strong. I have big plans for this year, and I'm actually filming lots of videos now and editing them. So that's gonna be really awesome. In the meantime, if you do wanna watch more things that I do, because I post a little bit more, like every day I post on Instagram, you can feel free to follow me on Instagram. For that one I sometimes post, because video editing takes quite a bit of time. So on Instagram I just post pictures and snapshots, and sometimes I might even post before I put them on YouTube. So if you want to follow me there, the link is in the description below of the video, so you should be able to find my Instagram if you're using Instagram, of course. Not yet on TikTok. And of course my cat is drinking from my watercolor water. I'm just watching her now. She's just like, she always likes to drink from my watercolor water. Don't worry, it's not the water that I'm using now that is broken. It's the clean watercolor water that I need whenever this water gets a bit too dirty. So on this floor I don't have a sink or anything, so I have one bucket of water, of clean water, and one bucket, a bigger bucket of where I put dirty water. So, and in here I just have like 2 small plastic containers where I keep my water. This way I can always exchange it, and then I don't have to go downstairs, because, well, going down the stairs, I always say I'm pretty old. It takes me forever to go down the stairs and to pick up some more water. Florine, I promised myself I'll just rest a bit on the couch after I finish my workday. I snore so loud I just woken up myself. Yeah, that happens, Florine, to me too. Sometimes I just snore and then I wake up myself. Don't know why. It's like my body should know that I'm okay. I can already see that it dries out much lighter than I was afraid at the beginning, that I made it so dark that I can't resurrect it. So I can already see that it dries much lighter, but this is really nice. So this is the reddish black, right? And now we're gonna do purple and purple. We're gonna add the green, and at the end we're gonna do the moon and the sky. So this is gonna be nice. I'm really enjoying just testing things out. And yeah, I think this, why am I going to the blue? I don't know why am I going to the blue. I should have gone to the purple. Luckily I saw the name. If you notice these watercolors, you can't really tell which color is it by just looking at the color on the pen. It's like you don't know which color is going to be. So I'm adding purple, and then I'm going to have to come up with a brush and just spread all this around. This flower is actually much tinier, so I'm gonna have to figure out if I can actually use the number 4 brush. Maybe I need to go smaller. So I'm just going to have to spread it around and tap the excess water whenever that is needed. I'm just gonna assume that this one is going to be like the last one, and it's going to just dry out much lighter than what it looks like. Now it looks like directly black, but it's not really black. It's purplish black. It's really nice. I'm trying not. Last time I put my my sweater inside the watercolors, and then I had to wash them. So now I'm trying to very hard not to touch it with my hand. Okay, but I'm glad you woke up, Florine, for the live stream, and that you're all set there. Hopefully this helps you relax and helps you think artsy stuff and forget about work. At least that's what I'm trying to do here. Forget about the work day and just have some fun. Wow, this purple is nice in the same time as it is very scary because it's so dark in color. Okay, don't worry, Claudia, you'll be fine. Purplish black. This looks more, it looks so similar to an indigo, to be honest, but indigo is a little bit more bluish than the purplish. So I'm trying to figure out which ones of my colors are actually would work with this. That'll be something interesting to figure out, maybe in a future live stream. But yeah, I was looking to actually challenge myself a little bit this year, also to do some monochromatic studies. And the reason for that is that I got this idea. I was playing with my camera today. I was trying to fix the sound, which now finally works. I finally figured out what was wrong. But while I was playing with the camera, I realized that my front camera has some really cool settings. So I can even film in sepia or black and white. And I was having my last stream on the camera just so I can test the colors, and the fun part was that I could clearly see where I was adding the shadows, because then it was just black and white and you can clearly see what parts are darker and what parts are not. It's an interesting thing. Okay. Let me consider. I think this one is a petal also, so I need some reddish black here, because I don't think that's a leaf. I never basically draw the same peony again. I always do as many petals as I fancy on that day, right? So that's why it looks so interesting. Okay, I'm going to do this one again, also with a purplish, because I don't want to add too many colors in the leaves. And then we're gonna do the green on the leaves. It's gonna look so nice. and then we can do the other parts, right? What time is it? Oh, 25 minutes. Oh, we are way ahead of schedule, what I was assuming is going to be. This is a middle of the week stream, so I'm so grateful for all of you that are live now with me, because of course everybody's probably having to work or are at work. I had some interesting meetings today with some of my colleagues, because we are in the middle of a lockdown. A lot of the colleagues that have kids, they need to homeschool the kids or take care of the kids. Some of the kids are really tiny and small, like up to 1 year old. And some of my colleagues were sitting with the kids on their laps on the meetings. And one of the daughter of one of my colleagues saw me on the Zoom meeting and started saying like, "Oh, mommy, mommy." She was thinking I'm her mommy because apparently I was looking a bit like her mother. Her mother also is wearing glasses, and she's not even 1 year old, so I can imagine why she would be so confused. And she was so sweet. She was like, "Oh, mommy's on TV." Ah, that was so cute. That was so cute. So I kind of for a while got a kid today. I got to know what it's like for a little bit. So I think that was really interesting. But yeah, this is the reality when you're in a lockdown situation, and then even the schools are closed. There's nothing you can do other than accept the facts that kids are going to be in meetings and kids are going to be everywhere. I mean, everybody's doing their best in these trying situations, and I think that is the most important thing that we need to take out of it. So I really applaud all of my colleagues that I'm working with, because I know life is really hard right now. I mean, having two parents, full-time jobs, both of them, and having to on and off take care of the kids, that's like, man. And then you have to also homeschool them because the kids needs to be doing their homework or whatever they do. Of course, young kids you can't even homeschool because they're so young. You always have to just keep them occupied. So yeah, but I did offer to babysit because I love to babysit. Of course, probably it's not going to be possible right now with the current conditions, but yeah, this is something that I really enjoy. Okay, the flowers are done, so I'm going to move to this. I actually am gonna make a combination of the two. I know this is supposed to be yellow and this is supposed to be the green, but this looks like a lighter green and this looks like a darker green. So for the leaves I'm going to just make a kind of tiny combination of the two. And the reason why I said that this set looks exactly like the Gansai Tambi it's because they're the same type of pants. And of course the Gansai Tambi I did take also, when you buy it, it comes from Japan. So I'm just assuming that, maybe they have the same manufacturer. I saw a shop, so for those who are interested, because I was scouring the interwebs, and I saw a YouTube video of a lady, and I forgot her name, to be honest. I have forgot her YouTube channel. I'll try to figure out later on. But she was doing an unboxing of some of these inks that look exactly like this type, I guess Japanese kind of inks. But she had many type of colors, and they were from a company in the UK called Choosing Keeping, and I really wanted to buy a few sets from them. But now with Brexit I need to wait and see, if I can actually order from the UK and if it would actually arrive, or do I have to pay taxes? I don't even know. I'm living in the Netherlands, so that is always I don't know, a weird question to to have and to, like, you can't order anything almost anymore from the UK, not until they figure out all this Brexit stuff. It's just a bit worrying. So I'm going to wait for that. But yeah, man, those colors, they had a retro set and like a super pastel set, and they had yeah, really nice and bright colors. Not that I need more colors, like I have so many colors in so many watercolors, but sometimes I just want to have convenience colors, and I just want to have fun. So I'm willing to pay some money to have some watercolors. Yeah. So whenever this Brexit situation is going to, you know, get fixed, I will probably order from them. Not to make any commercial, because I didn't order anything from them yet, or I didn't know, but I was just so impressed by the colors that they were selling, and I had my eyes set on a few of them, because they're more on yeah, my alley. Especially this one, like, wow, this is such a cool color palette to have. I never thought that I could make the colors do such a thing if I would just mix them with black. Yeah, you sometimes have black on your palette and you're thinking, why do I have black on my palette? I'll never use it. The same with white, right? The white on the palette is not very useful. But I think in this situation, yeah, this is going to be nice. It's a nice technique, huh? Mix your colors with black. And this is where the advantages of having just a really good sketchbook. I don't have to fight with these colors, right? Even though they're not artist grade, I don't have to fight the colors themselves. And this is something to always consider if you're just starting out, or you're planning to get into watercolors. The most important part is the paper, because with the paper, I have a couple of cheap watercolor sets. Even the Prang one I have, it's like $10 set. You can make really good things and really amazing, even with cheap watercolor sets. Maybe not artist grade, and maybe it's not gonna survive for long because the light fastness is not good, but at least you won't be fighting with the paper, right? And like if you would have cheap watercolor paper, then it will be a constant fight, trust me. That would not be pretty. I'm going to take the green and I'm going to deepen these colors. And a little bit goes a long way with this set, to be honest. Like, I don't have to do a lot of. I'm just going to do some gradients and playing around here. I want to still leave some of the other color in, so I'm going to just gradient it in and doing it. I was talking with some of my colleagues and they were a bit surprised when I was telling them how much do I spend on watercolors, because watercolors can be quite expensive, right? Let's say it's an expensive hobby. And you know, they were a little bit mocking me because why do I spend so much money on watercolors? And then I started kind of mocking them back, because I knew they were paying more money on things like their gardens and their other hobbies that they had, like DIY and all sorts of other garden hobbies, and I know that sometimes they're spending also hundreds and hundreds of euros on that, and I was like, hey, each one of us has a hobby, so let's not get all too technical here, because whether you have a hobby in knitting or anything else, to be honest, even DIY, these are, some of the things are quite expensive, right? So yeah, we're not gonna try. Okay, this is the leaf here. I'm just going to add a little bit of this color, trying to see the minimum amount of, you need quite some water to spread them around. They're much more creamier than normal. And maybe it's gonna be okay. But yeah, as most countries enter the lockdown, I can assume that everybody kind of has the same issues as me, the same problems as me. Everybody, we are all in the same boat basically, right? So just need to make the best out of our time that we have. And because I don't know what the future will hold. I don't know if we're gonna return to the office or not. That's gonna be an interesting challenge to have. Okay, now I'm going to do the moon, and I'm going to take a little bit of the yellow black, and I know it looks more like a green than yellow, but I am going to dilute it a lot. So I need to move this one, so make sure that, because I need to work on the moon, I need to make sure that I don't put my hand where it shouldn't be. So I'm going to take quite some water now. That's the only color I'm going to have the entire moon. And I'm just going to spread it around. On the paper there, where they show an example of how these colors will look like, they showed the yellow black more like brownish, but actually on the paper looks more like green. It's okay, we can definitely spread things around, you don't have to worry. You can see that small bit of color goes a long way, right? I'm just gonna pretend that this part of the moon, I don't actually need to paint it all that much. I'm going to add texture with the brown later on once it's dry. I left the white border because I want to come with the blue, and I want to make the night sky. So I need to kind of have that one stand out. And the only way to make something stand out is to leave white. Okay, that's really nice. What else? Blue. So now let's go bold and let's do some blue. If I want to add stars and stuff, we'll see how the lifting goes, okay? So I'm going to add, you notice that I'm just playing with the belly of my brush. I should have let it dry. Why didn't I let it dry? Always let your watercolor dry, huh? Okay. Now let's see how much we can spread this around. This is a night sky, right? It needs quite some color. But now you can see that it kind of plays around just like the Gansai Tambi would play around. Wherever you put the color down and you make it super dark, it kind of sits on top of the paper. So, you know, this is something that you need to look out for, this kind of paints, because they're much more creamier. They're much more like maybe gouache in a sense. So they are going to sit more on top of the paper. So you have to be careful. Basically, be careful what you wish for. Like pigmented or not pigmented. I'm going to go around. And I'm going to paint this. I'm going to add, definitely I'm gonna add some stars at the end. I'm not gonna do everything. But I think also this part needs a little bit of a black bluish. Not everything, but yeah. I'm going to try to stay away from the margin, because otherwise the paint is going to run into each other. So I'm just going to spread this around here. So what I'm noticing with the paint is that if it's not dry, it's really liftable, and that might create streaks. So it could be that it's something that you want because this is the texture you're going for. Definitely not something that I necessarily want. So we'll see how that becomes our moon. Yeah, this is really the dark side of the moon. Think about the moon and some sort of vampires or something. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of brown around to darken a bit in the moon, some parts, and then I'm going to add some sort of craters or, you know, texture also with the brown. I mean, you don't have to worry. I mean, I mean, you can do the moon on any color you want. I mean, you can also decide to be in a different world that has a different diffraction of the light, and then it will look differently, right? Like, it can be pink or it can be any other color. It doesn't mean that the colors that we have are the colors, right? It just means that there's the conditions for us to see them like this, because this is how the light came into our atmosphere and has, you know, made things like this possible. So don't get bogged down by thinking the moon needs to be yellow and the sky needs to be a certain color and the flowers need to be like this. Will never be a realistic flowers, no, but you never know. Maybe on a different world they would be, right? Why not try that type of thinking a little bit? Okay. That's nice. It's really darkens it out. It creates like a really creepy atmosphere. I have to say. I want to actually heat set this and zap it, and then I'm going to add the details, and I'm going to add details, and then maybe I'm going to use a white gel pen to add even stars here and make this really nice, like awesome. Okay, I'm going to take my heat tool, and I apologize in advance if it's going to make noise, because I'm sure it will make quite some noise. Okay, here goes. Okay, really gorgeous colors, and really, let's say, a moon that I would get behind. Now, let's try more brown. I'm really bad at these ones, but yeah. Just gonna assume that this is a crater. Yeah. This is what would a crater on the moon look like. I'm just playing around now at this moment. Yeah, I'm going to add some more here. Maybe a tiny one. And here also. And I'm going to deepen some of these colors and then come in with the white gel pen, right? Then I'm going to tell you what my conclusion is. Maybe I want to do something about the leaves. Maybe I want to do some leaf decorations. Okay. This looks like a real moon. Let's put it this way. I'm going to deepen some of these ones with the reddish. Because I want some of the petals to have a bit more color than others. Not all, but some. Okay, this petal I want it to have a bit more. This petal. I'm just creating the contrast right now because I was testing things out. And I sometimes put too much water, and that kind of diluted the paint too much. Okay. This one definitely is deserving of a sticker, don't you think? I think I have to recreate it at a really nice, with a better line art, and then just create a nice sticker for it. I would put this sticker on my laptop. Haha. This will actually make even nice for a spread of a bullet journal. That's actually quite a nice idea to make it right. Ooh, that's a nice idea. With these colors, make all the illustrations for the entire year for my bullet journal. That's actually, I think, a wonderful idea. Okay, that would be so nice if I could do that. Of course, in my bullet journal, I usually just do flowers. I don't do many fancy stuff, but for these colors, I would actually be okay spending some time. Okay, I'm going to add some more color. Maybe to this leaf needs a little bit more color, and this one, and here this bit darker. For those of you who watch it afterwards, let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this kind of content when I try for the first time certain watercolors or other parts, because I do want to try new things always. So I think that's going to be nice. Okay, now we're on the last stretch, right? On the last stretch where we just add the white gel pen. So I'm just going to have maybe 1 or 2 stars here. I'm just making some dots here and there. They're getting much smaller here because this is lighter, right? It's kind of a starry night. The reason why the stars, you can see them, right? Is because the moon is so dark, right? The moon is not so bright that it would overpower the stars. So that's the nice part about it. I'm just gonna give the impression of stars, right? Okay, those are the nice stars. I'm going to add maybe a few white dots here and there. I like to add the white accents, especially when something like this type of colors are involved, because it makes it really pop. Okay, so that's why I like to add the details. I'm going to do the same here. These will be like starry flowers, right? Because they're blooming in the moonlight. So they're special peonies that are blooming in the moonlight. Okay. This is nice. Okay, and now I think I need a little bit of black lines on the leaves because they're a little bit too bare. So I'm going to get my Micron pen, and I'm going to add some black details on the leaves. And it's gonna be quite simple. It's just gonna give them a little bit of life, because just with color doesn't work. So they need to have the veins, I think. This is what for me will make it more pretty, more beautiful. So I'm just gonna go around and make the veins. Okay, so my feedback on this particular type of ink, gorgeous inks, gorgeous colors, it really makes for a very moody background, more like things that happen in the night, you know, kind of that kind of things. I'm just gonna try to fix it by adding a black line back. Okay, that fixed it. So I would definitely go for it. Please bear in mind you might need to wait because it comes from Japan, so you might need to wait, like me, 1.5 months till it arrives. I think they're worth it. I wasn't expecting them to be so pretty. I have no idea about light fastness, but for just color range and for the purpose that I want it, I think these are perfect. Okay, this was kind of the stream for tonight. We're officially closing to the hour. Thank you so much for watching with me and for coming along on this journey. I really enjoy doing this. So I'm going to take this one from the other side. So now you can see how, so these are the colors. Now you can see how different it is. So this is like full strength, really up there colors, like bright pinks, bright everything, and these are so moody, and you can see, that's why I wanted to do them on the same page, because you can see such a big difference and such a wonderful contrast of colors that is amazing. Only if you do them side by side, then you kind of realize how much the contrast is, right? Nice design and colors. Thank you, Johan. And thank you for helping me moderate the chat, although there's not that many things to moderate yet, you know, but maybe in the future. If you want to see more of this type of content, and if you've watched till the end, I understand it's 1 hour, you know, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment so that I know that you enjoy this type of things. And I hope to see you guys next time on to the next live stream, which is going to be Sunday. In the meantime, take care of yourself, have fun, and enjoy some little bit of either watercoloring or any type of art, because it really will clear up your mind and will make you more relaxed, I'm pretty sure, right? Thank you so much. Have a nice evening and goodbye. See you.